Thank you, Mark. And a very good day to all the fellow panelists and participants to the webinar. My name is Bu. Maybe a little bit of background of Terberg. Terberg is a special vehicles manufacturer, and our core business is actually to produce terminal tractors serving the ports, as what Dr. Nazri and Marco has mentioned just now in their presentations. So we are one of the so-called key equipment that needs to be used in port. So first and foremost, thank you very much for allocating the sessions in this webinar for me to share some thoughts and directions within Terberg on how we actually see the transformation of equipment moving towards to meet the market expectations. So just now we have heard Dr. Nazri, Marco, and even J. Kamaru Zaman mentioning about the expectations and the changes that is going to happen in the port. So we being an equipment manufacturer, we have to actually rise to the occasion so that we come up with equipment that is actually able to meet the expectations and able to fulfill the desired of our customers' expectations to equipment. So based on the theme of waves of paradigm shift, I took a step back and revisited some of our internal working notes and documents in regards to how equipment can ideally be transformed to serve our customers better. So as we see the world changes, technology advancement has made a lot of imaginations possible. So the same goes into the equipment world. As an equipment manufacturer, we constantly asking ourselves what the criteria of a good equipment are, how end users today expect the equipment to perform, to be considered as a good equipment, what is the wish list from our ports and logistic customers when it comes to their desired need with the equipment. So by gathering the informations and feedbacks from our record, we humbly summarize these criteria under a GESS model, which we believe that it can serve as a guide for equipment manufacturer to work on. So the future equipment, in our view, must fulfill the GESS model. And firstly, we start with the green. So just now we have mentioned, other panelists has mentioned that green is one of the aspirations of port operations moving forward. So it is a buzzword, global buzzword today. And with the intense initiatives in protecting the environment by reducing carbon footprint, greenhouse gases, emission from equipment is expecting to be a lot cleaner or even moving towards zero emission. So in recent years, we have seen a lot of new alternative driveline coming out to substitute the diesel engines. And often the choice of what alternative driveline that the customers can move into very much tie into the infrastructure readiness, the fleet size, in order for them to actually select which way to go. But one thing for sure is that the high carbon fossil fuels such as diesel has becoming restricted in many applications in many countries. So users, customers are actually in a full transitions or partial transitions to move away from diesel powered equipment and move into a higher adoption rate on renewable energy. So for example, just would like to share is that it is reported in a recent study for a port that diesel terminal tractors are found to be accounted for approximately 39% of greenhouse gases produced by the port. This is not including other equipment, other diesel power equipment like cranes and stackers. So tackling from the equipment standpoint to minimize or to reduce carbon footprint is certainly something that is inevitable. However, the challenges here is that green policies actually varies from countries to countries, region to region, and even from companies to companies. So there's actually no one-size-fits-all solutions for our green, for green driveline for our equipment. So it actually makes equipment manufacturer to be ready with a lot of different drivelines. And manufacturers need to be ready with the potential drivelines to offer to the market according to our customers' green commitment and environmental targets. So all the available options that we can see now, among them are cleaner diesel engines like the stage 5 or tier 4 final engines. There are customers actually looking at LNG drive. Of course, the full battery electric vehicles, hydrogen fuel cell, or even hybrid drive. So in fact, this is actually a great challenge to people like us as an equipment manufacturer to develop and maintain multiple driveline at the same time. In Terberg context, we have never seen so many driveline projects actually happening at the same time like right now. So however, future equipment needs to get away or have to have alternative driveline from the current diesel driveline. So for Terberg, it's the same. We need, depending on the aspirations of environmental target from our customers, we need to prepare multiple different drivelines, greener drivelines to actually fulfill the needs. The second criteria is efficient. So we know that diesel technology has been extremely successful and matured as a power source for equipment over the past several decades. So now we are talking about alternative driveline of diesel. Customers and market will tend to actually have a benchmark of efficiency against the diesel powered equipment today. So cleaner drivelines will need to be as efficient or more efficient to meet the users' expectations against the benchmark. So for example, like our battery, if we are talking about electric vehicles, the efficiency of the electric vehicles requires manufacturers to design and spec the battery capacity in order to meet or exceed the industry performance requirement with minimum idling time. So these are the challenges from us as an equipment manufacturer to design the new or the alternative driveline to be able to serve our customers without too much compromise in terms of the effective uptime. And efficiency here also come with cost effective, with overall lower owning and operating costs. We understand that today when we move into alternative driveline, be it battery drive, be it gas powered equipment, the initial investment on the equipment is going to be higher due to volume, due to the new technologies that is still in development. However, we need to plan and we need to design our equipment to actually have lower overall owning and operating costs in the long run. So users are actually expecting to enjoy savings over the productive lifespan of our equipment. Example, savings from fuel, savings from maintenance, saving from parts consumption, higher uptime, lower idling time to actually get back the higher initial investment that it needs to be. So the future equipment shall also have less requirement for maintenance. It is believed that that there's a lot of argument today that we are actually being over prudent to our maintenance to our equipment. So moving forward, it is a challenge to equipment manufacturer to design and to ensure that the equipment is actually required minimum maintenance, because that will minimize the unproductive hours. Expecting the equipment to come back to the workshops for checks, for inspections, for oil change, and also we would like to maximize the maintenance interval that is required, so that the tractors is actually spending more time in working in the field rather than doing something in the workshop. Of course, users are also expecting the equipment to come with longer lifespan and are ready for technology upgrade when needed. The technology is actually moving very fast. So we believe that as a manufacturer, we would like to have modular design using identical platform to maximize our users' investment in the long run. Which means that if you are buying a piece of equipment today, when the technology evolves in the next 3 years, it is actually being able to upgrade from the same platform and with the identical modular design of the equipment. So that covers the efficient part. In the third criteria is smart. Equipment needs to get smarter in future. Like what we have seen from Johor Port and BTP that they have mentioned. There are a lot of Internet of Things. They are expecting the port to be fully automated. A lot of digitalizations initiative is going to be part of the transformations of the port. So our equipment needs to catch up with what the expected outcome is going to be. So we spoke about autonomous. So in future, equipment should be able to be automated, fitted with integrate with artificial intelligence, machine learning to allow autonomous operations and reduce dependency on skillful operators and improve productivity and minimize human error. Telematics, remote monitoring sensors, fleet management software are also required on equipment to move into condition-based servicing or predictive servicing rather than the current conventional preventive servicing, which is going to be most likely less effective. And what we would like is that we will expect that the equipment shall continue working until it requires attention. Otherwise, it should always be working. Smart equipment should be capable of monitoring its health and optimize its performance and minimizing the frequency of returning to workshop for checks and inspections. So I think a lot of customers, users are also expecting web-based and application-based software to reduce physical resources to manage large fleet of equipment data. So I think this is the smart part, and for us, the equipment should be able to plug and play with a lot of systems and the Internet of Things from our customers and our partners in order for it to actually perform to its maximum level. Last but not least is on the safety and the sustainability. Safety features with foolproof control is going to be more critical when our equipment gets more complex and sophisticated. So safety is always the #1 priority of all operations. So because human life, we have no take two. So when equipment gets more complex, we need to incorporate more safety features and with devices and sensors that will allow us to eliminate risk due to weather, negligence, and fatigue of our operators during operations. So, and also as an equipment manufacturer, we also would like to suggest that to minimize human equipment interactions during operations will help improve safety at site and making the operation more sustainable by having the work output according to plan. So with that, I think the GESS model will serve as a guide for all equipment manufacturers to develop or to actually improve the equipment via these 4 categories on green, efficient, smart, safe, and sustainable. And this is certainly the philosophy and the directions that Terberg is actually working hard towards. So before I end my presentations, I would like to showcase some newly launched product from Terberg. This is the latest full electric battery tractors from Terberg. It was launched in Europe last year, and actually we have sold a number of units within the European region at the moment. The next is actually our prototype unit for hydrogen powered tractor. This unit, we have built the unit and it's currently on the trial testing in one of the European ports. And I would like to highlight here is that both new driveline that we have developed are actually built upon identical platform using similar components and actually able to be upgraded to new technologies, for example, like to be autonomous ready when it is required. So this is the directions that we are moving towards, where we do when new technologies is available, it is able to actually upgrade or improve into the existing equipment. So we are actually designing our product on a common platform, despite which driveline that we are putting in. So with this, I would like to thank everyone for your time listening to the 2 cents from us in regards of how the future equipment is going to be. Thank you very much.